Okay, welcome back. We were discussing the features that the characteristics of fish farming in both Kenya and in Japan. You can see Roman 1. We have the types of fish. The types of fish kept are mainly marine. Fish are kept mainly for export. The main species of fish kept are tilapia, and the farmers sell their fish through cooperatives. Inadequate capital is experienced. Which one of the following combinations of statements is true about fish farming in Japan? Boys and girls, the first thing is that the type of fish kept are mainly marine. Of course, very true in Japan. Number 2, fish are kept mainly for export. Of course, yes, because this is one of the major economic earner for the nation of Japan. The main species of fish kept are tilapia. This is wrong. This is Kenya. And the farmers sell their fish through cooperatives. This is in Japan. In Kenya, we have individuals, private companies, and inadequate capital is experienced. In Kenya, we have inadequate capital because the government of Kenya has not embraced the fish farming. So in Japan, we say that the government of Japan has embraced a lot and supported the fish farmers in the nation. So when choosing the answers, first of all, the answers 3, saying the main species of fish kept are marine. So the answer Roman 3 and Roman 2, they're opposite to one another, to each other. So Roman 3 is odd one out. Any answer here with Roman number 3, it is odd one out. Let's go to Roman number 1. Says that the type of fish kept are mainly marine. Of course, yes. The Roman number 2 is saying that the fish are kept mainly for export. Of course, yes. And Roman number 4, farmers sell their fish through cooperative. Of course, yes. Answer C, Roman number 2, fish are kept mainly for export. Of course, yes. Roman number 4, farmers sell their fish through cooperatives. Of course, yes. Roman number 5, inadequate capital. Japan, we don't have inadequate capital. We have adequate capital. So the answer is supposed to be Roman number 1, Roman number 2, and Roman number 4. The main cause of emigration. Emigration means what? When somebody leaves his or her own country to another country. Is the main poor health, better working or paying jobs, political instability, and the green card lottery. In fact, it is better paying. You normally hear members going to Middle East, others to US, America, Asia. They're looking for good paying jobs. That is the main cause of emigration. Better paying jobs. In traditional African society, the new moon marked the coming of. We said we have the new moon and also we have the full moon. I told my learners, when we talk about new moon and the full moon, those are two different things. So the new moon indicates the coming of good things, which is rains. So the new moon is rains and the full moon is dry season. Which one of the following formation of all political sessions in Kenya was to demand for? One of the reasons for the formation of all political sessions in Kenya was to demand for, number 1, release of political prisoners, constitutional changes. We have reduction of taxes, or the independence. In fact, most of these political sessions in Kenya, they demanded for independence. So remember, from 1920, the Kikuyu Association by Mbiu Koinange in 1920. Then we had 1921, Harry Thuku, the Young Kikuyu Association, and as we go on. So they were demanding for independence. 3 of the following are soil conservation measures, except monocropping, crop rotation, control plowing, and the building of gabions. Gabions or check dams. We assist in gully erosion. Then we have crop rotation, of course, and the contour. Monocropping, the act of planting one type of crop for a long period of time. It is a cause of soil erosion, not a concern. So the answer is supposed to be monocropping. The following are examples of direct democracy. Which one is not? Which one is not? Which one is not? I want us to go through the questions. The answers, The answer number 1 says pupils voting their leaders in school. It is a democracy, of course, yes. And remember, they were asking what you call direct democracy, direct or participatory democracy. The answer is pupils voting for their leaders, president of pupils, government attending community meetings, pupils voting for the school rules and regulations, pupils agreeing on how to clean their school. They're asking the following are examples of direct democracy. Which one is not? Which one is not? We are saying pupils voting. When they vote, they participate. That is direct. Number 2, president of pupils, the government, attending committee meetings in the school. This is representative. Pupils voting for their schools, direct or participatory, and the pupils agreeing on how to clean their class, direct. So the answer was supposed to be boy. Which one of the following statement is true about the present system of government in Swaziland? There are many political parties. In Swaziland, there is no political parties at all. The king is the head of state and the government, of course, yes. The king is elected to office, no. The king acquires the kingship through matrilineal democracy or hereditary. Members of parliament are being nominated by the king, some. But now the question is, which one of the following is true about the present system of government? The king is the head of state and the government. An African map does not miss in any paper. So I'll request my learners to be very much attentive. I can see X. This is Madagascar, was under the French. We have Q, Equatorial, and Z. This is Senegal as a country with the capital city Dakar. Senegal had assimilation from the French, where they were supposed to be converted. Then we have P, Cape Verde. Cape Verde was colonized by the Portuguese. So the first question, the capital city of the country marked Z. Z is Senegal, this Dakar, of course. The island marked P was colonized by the Portuguese, was under not the Portuguese. We have the Cape Verde was under the Portuguese. The climate region marked Q has the following characteristics, except the climate marked Q, that is equatorial. Roman number 1, 2 rainfall peaks, of course, yes. Has 2 rain seasons. This hot and hot throughout the year. Difference between the hottest and the coldest months? No, the answer was supposed to be dog. Hot and wet climate, equatorial, of course, has 2 rainfall seasons or 2 rainfall peaks, of course. The answer D is odd one. Out is odd one, out. We go to a different question. Yes. Supported federal government was formed by smaller communities, was formed in 1960. One of the founder members was Ronald Dinga. This is KADU, the Kenya African Democratic Union. Remember, the Kenya African National Union, KANU, was formed by the minority, of which we had the Gikuyu and the Luo. So it was formed by smaller communities. KADU was formed to represent the interest of small parties in the nation. Mekatilili Wamenza led the Agriama to resist the British mainly because they did not want the line to be constructed as a line. No, they feared the fulfillment of the full prophecy. They demanded the return of the African land. They did not want the British to interfere with them. In fact, the Mekatilili Wamenza resisted because of land. They demanded the return of their land. They were against land alienation. That is Mekatilili Wamenza. The main reason why Akasombo Dam was constructed was in order to, Akasombo is found along River Volta, and it was done mainly because they wanted to increase what we call the main reason why promotion of industrial activities, reduce the cost of importing electricity, increase food production, and the control. It is industries. Remember, we have Swan High Dam for irrigation. We have Kariba Dam, electricity. Then Tana also electricity. All the time Kenya was at the time Kenya was attaining independence, the highest post in the government was the governor. The question is, at the time Kenya was attaining independence, the highest post in the government was the office of the governor. But now, at independence now, after independence, we had the prime minister. Later, we had the president. The chief minister was in Tanzania, of course, Mwalimu. What is an H set? An H set is made up of more than one H. The answer is A, straightforward. And people who were born and initiated at the same time, these are the age group. The following are illegal drugs in Kenya, except we have cat. Cat is miraa. Miraa is illegal. It is legalized. You can see markets of miraa in Kenya. In Swaziland, the traditional parliament was known as Tingundra. Limbandra, the system of the Tingundra. Limbandra, we had the system of administration, Lukiko, parliament, among the Abaganda, the Congo, Likoko, the council. Among the following is the head of the State Department in the Republic of Kenya. The State Department is a ministry. The person who is in charge is the Cabinet Secretary. Attorney General is the government chief legal advisor. The Chief Justice is the head of judiciary, and the principal secretary is the senior most leader in a state department. So the answer was supposed to be the cabinet secretary. The following are groups of people with special needs, except we have the physically challenged, of course, those who cannot read and write, or those living with HIV and AIDS, and visually impaired people. Those who cannot read and write, they are not being classified as special needs people. Now, physically challenged, of course, yes. HIV and AIDS, yes, and the visually impaired. The fish caught in cooler areas. The fish caught in cooler areas is mudfish. We have mudfish. We have the tilapia. We have the Nile perch. We have the trout. The fish caught in cooler areas. We have Nile perch in Turkana. We have a trout. We have Nile tilapia in Lake Victoria, and the mudfish in swampy areas. We have the mudfish. The following are some uses of minerals: make coins, makes radio vehicle radiators, makes the telephone wires. The mineral described above is this is copper. We have it copper because it's good. It is good. It is a good element of heat, attracts heat, and makes what you call the radiators. The following are the values that are practiced in a society: justice, equity, and rule of law. These are principles of democracy. Principles of democracy. These are principles of democracy. Type of human rights, no responsibility of people, no ways of the types. It is a democracy. It was formed in 1967. It provided the common services to members. This is East African Community, EAC, of 1967. It was formed in 1967 and later collapsed in 1977 due to political misunderstanding among the founder members. Which one of the following? Before that, the OAU was formed in 1963 to liberate countries from colonialism. Then the preferential trade area failed to achieve the mandate of bringing people together. Then from there, it was changed. It was formed in 1981. Then we saw COMESA coming in 1994.